It's season 2. We are back. Y'all get to see me bear through this year with the Super Bowl champion co-host. It's okay. We're winning it this year. Yeah, I'm calling it now. What's up? Panthers, champions. What? We're going to get into this offseason. We're going to talk about all the things that are popping up that are newsworthy. We're going to talk about who has the most punchable face, quarterback-wise, in the league. Let's talk about it. Let's have a debate. Hit that subscribe button. It's nickel and dime. Sean, season 2. How you feeling, my dude?
Hey, I don't think I could be feeling any better, my guy, because your boy's got a chip on his shoulder and in his Lombardi case, because there's room for more than one now. We had to put an addition on, and I feel like, not to really rub it in there, but more so for the Saints, you missed it by that much, and now we got 2. And everybody else is just left looking up at us, man. But how you doing? I want to know how you doing, because I'm great.
I mean, I was concerned that your hatred for the Saints wasn't going to carry over. So I'm feeling relieved that it is. So that's good to know.
Yeah, no. If you would have put a prop bet on that, my friend, hopefully you cashed in, because that hatred for the Saints is not going anywhere anytime soon. And Drew is right now, as of right now, it's looking like that we might be facing Jameis Winston next year, man. What you think about that?
I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, I know our defensive backs are going to be young, so they can use some boosts in the interception department, so I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Jameis is a very giving quarterback. I seen it.
Giving's the right
a whole
word.
Bunch. You know what I'm saying? yeah, he's a very giving quarterback. It's Christmas time every time he come around, but I'm very curious to know how that's going to turn out, if indeed he is going to get the starting job there in New Orleans, or is it going to be some shenanigans? How they're going to deploy that quarterback room is going to be very interesting to see from the league standpoint. Not only from the NFC South, but if that's a team that's trying to contend with their salary cap issues, everybody's going to be looking at them.
Issues. A lot of salary cap issues with that team.
A lot.
Well, we got to talk about it, man. It's the buzz of the football world. How do you feel about this Cam video? This kid disrespecting Cam Newton. He issued an apology.
Oh.
I mean, because he had to, because everyone went in on it.
I saw that, yeah.
But how do you feel about this?
Drew, he got everything he deserved, man. Like, he was doing it all for clout. It was all for the wrong reasons. First of all, you at this man's camp. This man's been an MVP in the league, in the best league on this earth. He was the highest and best ranked player in that league for a year and for a period of time there. And you are in high school, and you are trying to get to a league that you have maybe less than 1% chance of making. I mean, that writes itself. You was out of pocket, man, and you got what you deserve. And Cam handled it with class. He handled it with class, and I was very and to be honest, I knew I wasn't gonna get anything different with Cam as far as that's concerned. He's a gamer, but a very classy guy.
Very classy. And he has not showed us anything.
Did issue an apology. Yeah. So that's what I thought, Drew. How did you feel about it? That's your former quarterback right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, like we said a lot last year, man. Like I don't want him as my quarterback, but I still have a lot of love for that dude and a lot of respect. Like, you know what I mean? You got it.
Yeah.
Point number one is you got to respect the man, because in 2015 there was nobody better until the Super Bowl came along.
Nobody,
of course. But
yeah,
like you said, for that year he was the guy in the hardest league to play in the sport. So you got like, I don't know, man. I kind of related it to comedy. You know what I mean? Like, you don't come in as a young kid disrespecting the people that came before you. You know what I mean? Like, that's a surefire way to end your career before it even starts. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, like, and to this kid's credit, he will get a chance to prove himself on the field, but now you got eyes on you, man, and you better not fuck up. Reasons. That's all I'm saying. I mean, you just don't do it. Just don't do it, man.
Yeah. Some we're in the releasing season. We're going to start seeing teams release some players. Short got released from the Panthers, Trey Boston as well. I expected those. It still sucks that we keep signing Boston and releasing him, but I
was about to say he's a lightning rod for y'all's fan base, man. Trey Boston.
Yeah. Yes. Packers released some veterans. They released tackle Rick Wagner and linebacker Christian Kirksey. I'm sure Kirksey will find a job somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was a little bit surprised by that, but also there might have been some injuries there, but I don't remember really seeing him a lot down the stretch. So I mean, that probably was going to happen either way when you didn't see him a lot on the field. Not much of an impact.
Yeah. Eagles released Desean Jackson. To be honest with you, I forgot about that dude being an Eagle. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. He went back, and then I think, like, Drew, he had something insane at the beginning of the season. Like, he had like 2 100-yard games and like 2 TDs or something crazy like that, and then he got injured, and that was it. That was pretty much it. So,
you think he'll get picked up by another team, given another chance?
I think he'll get picked up, but it ain't gonna be nowhere near Tampa. It ain't gonna be nowhere near Tampa. So that boat, that ship has sailed. No pun intended.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Well, with free agency impending, J.J. Watt tweeted out that he is enjoying his. Sean, where do you think J.J. ends up when all this is said and done?
Ooh, Drew, I gotta take, just like real quick off the top of my head, I gotta say Browns, Bucks, Steelers. I mean, I think those 3 teams have a good shot, man. What do you think? What you got a dark horse for me? You got a dark horse?
I think he's gonna end up in Buffalo. Ooh,
okay. All right. I could definitely see that, man. And they could really use a guy like him too. That's a good dark horse candidate too. Packers also, but
yeah, Buffalo's, I think it would be hands down Steelers if they didn't have just a cluster when it comes to their cap room. I don't think they can afford him.
Yeah. I think that's a good question, Drew. So let me ask you, what do you think? Do you think J.J. Watt's looking for money, or do you think he's willing to take more of a minimum deal to go to a contender with a salary cap issue?
I think he's going to go to a contender. I think he's still going to make, probably like 75, 80% of what he should make. But I think he goes to a contender over pricing himself out of helping a team.
Yeah. Well, I guess I asked because, like, I know that he's going to take less, but how much less is this man going to take? You know what I mean?
Like I said, I think he'll take like 70%. I think he'll do the 30% discount. Like, let's build a championship. But at the end of the day, you got to set yourself up because he doesn't have that many contracts left.
True. And well, and that's another thing is he's made so much money. But I'm guessing though, because some of these contenders, man, they still have cap issues themselves. So he has a range of teams that he can go to, but then like I can't see him taking the very, very vet minimum because you still need to pay that man, but also like JJ, I mean, you kind of need to come in here and maybe work a couple things out, man. We can go get this chip. But you're right. He could price himself out. So it's gonna be a nice little tap dance for those boys behind closed doors and that with the GM and his agent and himself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see where that piece lands, for sure. As long as he stays out of the NFC South.
I don't know, man. Bucks gonna make a push. Bucks.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. We got to see with a lot of free agents, man. We got to see.
Y'all
see.
got some
Barrett,
in-house
Devontae,
people y'all got to keep happy.
A lot, yeah. Can't wait to see how that shakes out.
Got an idea. Former Seahawks, 49ers, and Cardinals. I guess this dude just played in the NFC West. Guard Mike Petit. I looked on Wikipedia, tried not to mess up his name.
Mike. It's Mike Uipati.
Uipati. There. See, I even messed it up, and I studied it. He's retired. 33-year-old, four-time Pro Bowler.
My man said EU Petit.
EU Petit.
This man said EU Petit. Hey, I like it though.
Hey,
almost
Wikipedia,
rhymes with Kiki.
Wikipedia is dangerous on that one. They kind of just throw some syllables at you and be like,
Oh, I need a montage of you in the mirror trying to work on this word, like to whatever song
bad.
you want to put to it, man. I need that montage.
It is so bad.
Put it on repeat.
The problem is I practiced it maybe 3 times in my head and was like, got it.
Super confident. I mean,
knowing I was gonna butcher it.
Fake it till you make it, man. Fake it till you make it. I love it.
Right?
My fault, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, that's it for housekeeping notes. Let's update the QB carousel because that's our favorite topic this offseason is where are these quarterbacks going to keep landing?
Drew, is so much to talk about, my guy. Like, I don't think before this whole QB carousel started, man, I didn't really foresee this coming down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like 2-3 years ago, crazy where we're at now, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
They said that we could be, in 1999, 16 teams changed their starting quarterback. So that's the bar.
Crazy.
That's where the bar's at. Half the league changing over starting quarterbacks.
Yeah. And I have to admit, man, I really think what kind of lit a fire under this whole QB carousel offseason is the fact that Tom Brady left New England in the system he was at for 20 years, went down to Tampa Bay, picked his spot, won a Super Bowl, and now it's like all these other quarterbacks are really they're kind of emboldened right now. I mean, look at Russ.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude is like, don't like the situation, tired of getting hit, get me out of here. I mean, That guy, that dude is the most company man. He's the most company quarterback out there. I mean, aside from Tom Brady and Tom Brady bucking the trend. All right, all bets are off, man. All bets are off.
I'll give you that. That was a spark to for a lot of quarterbacks to be like, you know what, I could be doing better.
Right. Looking around this bitch. They look around them. They looking
Could you
around
imagine,
like, hey,
your top 5. You know for a fact you're top 5 in the league, and you're stuck on the Lions. You know what I mean? Like that would, or the Texans.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Matt Stafford pulled that card too, man. But hey, we got so much to talk about, man. We keep getting sidetracked, man. Get into this QB carousel, man.
Well, of course, nothing is official until March 17th with the new year, but
of course,
the Colts have agreed to trade for Carson Wentz from the Eagles. Philly, in return, gets a 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 second-round conditional pick. Now, that pick becomes a first-round pick if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps.
I mean, barring injury.
But we're talking about Mr. Injury. Like, dude gets hurt.
Well, I mean, he does, but he needs to, one, mature his game a little bit, and I think he started to get a little bit better at that. But two, offensive line, a lot better in Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying, with the man child, the god Quentin Nelson. I can't remember or not. I need to double check this. But did Costanzo retire, man? I think Costanzo retired. We'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure Anthony Costanzo. But arguably the line's better. So, if I'm assuming everything's going to be the same, but if Carson makes better decisions with running the football, checking it down, better options, he gonna play 75% of them snaps, I think.
Okay, you think he's in a better situation at least? Like, so this is on him now, right? Like, if he fails here, he's got a good line. I'm excited. Now we get to see, because I don't necessarily care for the guy. Like, I was hoping he was going anywhere but Carolina.
Right.
It made me happy as a fan to hear that we had zero interest, and I felt good about that.
Yeah, don't you love when that happens? When
no, that's better than hearing we get a player sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't interested.
Right. Yep.
All right, good.
It's because it's almost like you see the train wreck coming, though. You know what I mean? Like, you know what it is. Especially in Drew, you probably, I mean, obviously talking about the Panthers, you know them better than anybody for what your team has right now. I mean, you tell it. I mean, I guess he wasn't a fit, but like.
No, God, no. And I mean, that's unfortunate when you're a Panthers fan or another team that's looking for a quarterback this offseason. Every name is going to be tied to you. You know what I mean? So every time a new quarterback that is not clicking with his team, that is going to get moved on. Everyone's like, well, he could go to Carolina. Let's see if Carolina makes a play. You know what I mean? So the type of system that Rule's trying to put in, I think we're going to need a mobile quarterback. I think he's going to need to have some legs underneath him. Definitely going to have some arm strength, because I think a lot of times Teddy's problem is, aside for those plays that Anderson really pulled it out of him, we weren't a risk to go downfield a lot. You know what I mean? And I think Rule wants that aspect in a quarterback. So basically I'm saying is we need Deshaun Watson to stop bullshitting and come on down to Carolina.
You know what what's kind of crazy to me is it's sounding like y'all boys could really use a Zach Wilson is what it's sounding like
Zach
y'all
Wilson.
boys could use.
I would love Zach Wilson. I would love the Jets.
Will they pony up and go up and get him?
I would love the Jets to be like, you know what, Sam Darnold's our guy. We're sticking with him. What y'all going to give us for the second pick? And go get him, because we're probably not going to have to trade 3 first-round picks to get that second pick.
That's true. It's going to be something that y'all will have to give up something, but it ain't going to be. I don't think it'll be too terrible, because y'all are sitting at what, 8, 9? 8. Yeah. So it's crazy. I really like what Zach Wilson's, and we gonna get into a lot of these draft picks. We are definitely, stay tuned today. But as we go forward, we gonna get into these draft picks, baby. It's draft season, baby. That's all I'm doing is watching tape, and I'm loving every minute of it, man. I'm loving it. Right. Got some gems for you, babe, for you today.
I'm telling you guys, gems, like I have learned firsthand to not doubt this dude when it comes to draft prospects. So listen to what Sean's got to say this offseason. I promise you.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, everybody's got hits and misses, but like, I try to follow the right people, man. And the tape is out there. The tape don't lie. I mean, It is what it is. So
you've been a football fan for a long time now. You know what I mean? You know what you're looking for these days.
Yeah.
Can you
let a game.
How much would you lose your mind if the Eagles get a quarterback at number 6, though? Because that's the rumblings. That's the rumors.
Ooh.
Is Philly still might not be happy with their current quarterback situation.
Yeah. Well, I had seen that, Drew, and they talking about like they want to have a QB competition for Jalen Hurts. They want to have a QB competition, and I get that, but with all this dancing around and negotiating and posturing, all the stuff that y'all done already did to get rid of Carson Wentz, y'all don't really need another high profile situation, because you're going to end up with the same situation that you just created if this kid balls when there is a preseason next year. If this kid balls out, whichever the quarterback is, now you got another situation on your hands, especially if Jalen Hurts don't come out and shock the world averaging 300 yards a game again. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that they want to do that, man. I really don't.
At least give him a year. You know what I mean? Like, at least let him, at least tell him he's the guy for a year, at the very minimum.
Well, not only that, Drew, but Sure, they need to see what happens, but aside from that, the Eagles have more holes on their roster than quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And you at least have somewhat of a known at the quarterback position. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot of tape left out there for Jalen Hurts. He is a young guy, but I mean, linebacker, receiver. What are they doing? You know, we could go on. We can go on, but
yeah. Which, I mean, I don't have a lot of faith because did you see that press conference of their new coach?
Oh man, yeah, we talked about that last season. I mean, he was up there stuttering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, talk to Joe Biden. Joe Biden got over his stutter. So,
I think I finally I saw bits and pieces of it, but I think I finally sat down and watched the whole thing. And, woo. Sorry,
yeah,
Paul.
it was, yeah. I was listening to somebody try to defend Sirianni's press conference, and I was just like,
can't do that.
Oh, it was Chase Daniel. It was backup quarterback Chase Daniel that was trying to defend it. Like, and he basically put it on the Philly fans, like, if you don't come out there with something that's like written and pre-rehearsed, if you say something off the cuff, they're going to get you either way. But I mean, they still got him, so it don't matter.
Yeah, and it's just getting started. You know, he's gonna catch a lot worse.
It is
as the season goes on.
Yep.
If you don't start winning,
shit, start losing some games. Exactly.
Yep. Big Ben is looking like he's gonna have to restructure, or his time in Pittsburgh is done. I didn't know my man had a $41.25 million cap hit. What?
That's crazy. Yeah. So that cap number is so high this year that unless they won a Super Bowl, or even if they won a Super Bowl, like, there's no way this had to be eventually what was going to happen. That's what that tells me. With that cap number being so high, I mean, like, when you sign the contract, you know it's going to be this high in this year. So eventually this was always going to be the case, I think.
Yeah. It's just so crazy to me now that they can be like, we'll move 38 of that into a signing bonus.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just crazy.
Hey, they be maneuvering this cap, man. That's a lot of people say that the salary cap is a myth.
It is. It's like money. It's not real. It's okay.
Right. Yeah. Money you can't see. Yeah.
What is real, though, is Dallas is still messing around with Dak Prescott. Still. We've been talking about this every episode since we started.
Yep. We really have. I'm just now thinking about that. Jari, Drew, I gotta ask you straight up. Do they pay Dak Prescott, yes or no?
Yes. I think they pay him. I don't know. The real question here is who wins out on the length of the contract. Because Dallas wants 5+. Mm-hmm. Dak wants 4.
Okay.
The real question here is who's going to win out on years-wise.
Yeah. I don't know why Dak, and, like, we talked about this before, man. What is up with that elusive 3-year deal, man? Like, does it not sound like a 3-year deal would be so good for him? I mean,
it'd be perfect.
Oh my God, it'd be perfect.
Go ahead and give him 3 years, $40 million a year.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's because like and to think, Drew, this all started at 30.
Yeah,
30 mil. All of this started at 30 mil, and now look where we at. All these quarterbacks have gotten paid, and Dak was wanting 30 mil, and now. Hey,
just imagine if they
40. Now you talking about 40.
Just imagine if they could go back and just be like 30 and save themselves all of this heartache. But no.
Yep.
Now they might lose their quarterback.
I don't know. Yep.
All right. Well, that's it, man. I'm so excited this entire offseason to see what in the world happens with these quarterbacks. Because we still got a lot out there that we haven't, hadn't hit the headlines yet. I think rumblings were going around that for the right price, Minnesota would part ways with Kirk. You know what I mean? Jimmy G is still dangling out there. So Cam,
Deshaun Watson still has yet to be moved. Cam,
Trubisky,
it's a whole bunch, man. God, Trubisky, and then this is the other thing. We still have yet. There's 4 to 5 more quarterbacks that's going to still be drafted this year. So I mean, all the quarterbacks that have yet to be moved. I mean, there's a lot of dominoes that have yet to fall that we are gonna tackle. No pun intended, but like. It's so much, man. It's so much. I'm excited. I'm excited
about it, man. Well, I'm also excited for the debut of this segment. We're going to bring it to you all off season. It's called Suds' Studs. He's going to start breaking down position-wise some players you need to be on the lookout for in this upcoming draft. So, Sean, where do you want to start at?
Definitely. So we got the top 5 at most of the positions we are going to look at, especially leading up to the draft. So this week, we are going to talk about a position who is definitely a little bit undervalued, and that is the linebacker position. It's one of my favorite positions on the defense, Drew, on the field, to be honest with you. So what I did here is I just went through my favorite 5, and I'm not classifying whether they're going to play inside or outside. Even though most of these guys, you'll probably be able to tell where they're going to play. But a few might be a tweener. But I'm going to go over the top 5, and here we go. So coming out in the draft, my number 1, you have heard me and Drew talk about this man for quite some time. And look, everybody who I mentioned, you need to go and watch their tape and at least some highlight films, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But number 1, the man,
the future Carolina Panther,
potentially. I don't know about that because he might get taken, or you might got a quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. But this guy, Mr. Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. Dude, okay, so let's go over his measurables. 6'3", 245 pounds, Drew. And this dude is the prototype linebacker. And I'm talking size, athleticism, and he has a very nasty demeanor. Look, this dude can play any linebacker spot that you want him to play. He can play inside and outside. The good news about that is he can also rush the passer. And especially from his linebacker spot, if you get him playing inside, great rusher. What I would say is not only that, but he is an eraser in the run game. So you're really getting a complete linebacker, and that's why he is my number 1. He does lack a little bit in coverage, but he's such a freak at the position. You're going to take that. He's going to be a high draft pick.
That can be
my number 2.
You know what I mean?
He can get better at it. He can definitely get better at it. So, and he's going to be a rookie, so he's got so much room to grow. Drew, this next dude is slowly becoming like my 1A to Micah Parsons. If you don't know this cat, look at his tape. His name is Jeremiah Owusu Koramoah from Notre Dame. Woo! That boy. Hey, I am telling you. Oh yeah, one last quick note. Micah Parsons Drew, he does need to get better at misdirection plays. You can misdirect this man all over the field, so he's got to get better there. But the linebacker from Notre Dame, 6'1", 215, Drew. 6'1", 215. Okay. So a little bit faster. Little undersized, but Drew, when you say fast, this dude is lightning fast. And I mean, he is bang on impact. And you can see that in his game. He is great in coverage. And I mean, to be that fast, a sideline-to-sideline linebacker, I just mentioned he's a bit undersized, but his instincts are off the charts. Yeah. And I mean, this dude...
He could be one of those hybrid players, you know what I mean? Because that safety linebacker hybrid is becoming such a big position in the game, you know? So...
Yeah.
That'd be very versatile to have.
He is great in coverage. He's very great in coverage. I don't know that he has the range to be a safety, but now if you need him, he's so quick that if you need him to be a rusher, I think that's easily translatable to his game. Especially a lot of D coordinators are going there either way. You know what I mean? So I think one of my favorite things, just one last quick note about him, but I mentioned he's a thumper. And the ball carrier size, him being a bit undersized, it does not matter. He will rock you. And you'll see that on his tape. Number 3, Number 3, Zaven Collins from Tulsa. This dude,
Tulsa.
He's a bigger linebacker, Drew. Tulsa, yes, Tulsa. Drew, he is 6'4", 260.
God.
Yeah, right? Yeah. He's a big boy. He is huge. But, Drew, I tell you this, he has good but could be great speed for his size. I really want to see how he runs at his pro day, to see exactly what those not necessarily combine measurables, but what his speed, what his numbers are there, because I know he's gonna test. I want to see how he tests. I don't know if he's going to test off the charts, but I'm very curious to see. The best thing about him is he looks super comfortable in space, Drew. Like, plays coverage, deep off the line of scrimmage sometimes, and has a couple of picks and pick sixes, Drew. Yeah, for Tulsa. Like, I really like that.
For
Great
Tulsa.
instincts. He's a for Tulsa. He is a good rusher. He diagnoses plays really well, run and pass, which is why I think you got him playing off the line. Now, him being that big, he may struggle against elite speed and like twitchy athletes like that. So he may struggle there. You don't want him covering Tyreek Hill like for any stretch of time. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna be a good player. So he's my number 3. Drew, number 4. This guy is he's a fun dude to watch. He's a fun dude to watch. Jacoby Stevens from LSU, man. He's my number 4. I don't know where he ranks in some other folks, but he's 6'1", 228. So a little bit bigger. Drew, I said he plays for LSU. You know what that means. That's elite athleticism. That's what that is. He's playing in the SEC. He can do it all. He is asked to cover elite athletes, and he has some W's in those one-on-ones. This dude plays safety. He played linebacker. He played spy. Whatever you want him to do, he can do. And I mean, Drew, when I watch this kid's tape, talk about him playing the safety position, I mean, he's playing free safety, so he's rangy coming over to make picks. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of speed that this guy has at the linebacker, and I think they want him to play linebacker, so he's getting drafted as a linebacker as opposed to a safety. Great instincts. He has great hands, which is what I love. I do want to know where he plays, so what that tells me is I need to know who is going to draft him, what system he's going to play in. And last but not least, Drew, told you he was going to be number 5, man. Told you he was going to be number 5. It is Chaz Surratt, the former quarterback, now turned linebacker from University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. 6'3", 230. 6'3", 230. Now, as a quarterback, great size. As a linebacker, great size. This dude is an athlete. He is smart. And playing the quarterback position at a collegiate level before switching positions has made him a very smart player. He knows route concepts. He knows what the defense is trying to do to him. Drew, I want that on my defense. I'm sorry. Like somebody who can diagnose that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to be – I hope he does get to play inside linebacker because he's a great defensive captain. You know what I mean? Like his communication is spectacular. Yeah. Like you said, his IQ is through the roof. And he's – if I can say one word for Chaz Surratt, it is adaptability. That dude is going to be whoever you need him to be in whatever system you need him to be that in. He will figure out how to be the best player he can be on your team.
Well, I think that it goes to show him making a change from the quarterback position in college, being a starter, going to the other side of the ball and wrecking kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a hard thing to do for a young person to have that mindset. What I do, like I want to say, like, it's almost like another one. He may struggle against elite running backs and tight ends, but he's going to be there. I want to see how he tests too, because I really think, and it's so weird. So check me on this, Drew, but like if he runs a 4.5, sky's the limit for him. But if he runs like even slightly slower at like a 4.7, the difference there is kind of paramount when you talk about the NFL. If he's running a 4.5, he's able to cover a lot more personnel than if he's running a 4-7. You know what I'm saying? It's just a minute difference, but I really want to see how he tests. But he's got above average speed, obviously, especially for a former quarterback. I really like this kid, man, and those are my top 5 linebackers. We're gonna come back with another position next week, and do that. But watch the tape. Everybody that I named, watch the tape. Watch the tape. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I started doing. Because I mean, hats off to you for knowing all these kids and their names and everything. But what I'll do is to kind of cut it down for me. It might work for you. If you don't want to do such a deep dive, check out some mock drafts. See what the names of the guys that are coming up on your team, and just watch their tape. You know what I mean? Start there. Because when you think about watching tape on guys, it seems – that's why we're here, you know, to do that for you. But it seems daunting and it seems exhausting, but just start small. Yeah.
Well, and that's actually a great point, Drew. That's a great point. And start talking about starting small. And I'll just peek behind the kimono here, but like what I do is obviously I'm so Bucs centered that I start with what the Bucs need, what their team needs are. And you know, every year you're gonna have a couple of positions that you need to get better at. Whatever positions they are, take about 4 or 5 positions that you need for your team, and start watching those prospects. Like go over the top 5 quarterbacks, top 5 running backs if you need a running back, top 5 defensive ends if you need, and then like start there. And with the way these algorithms are, you're gonna get suggestions anyway. So just follow it if you get bored. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
So, Drew, it is time to debut a new segment here, and I think y'all gonna like this one, man. We went in the lab with this one, cooked up something nice for you. So, Drew, this segment for the people is called Just the Stats, man. Just the Stats, where we take 2 players and we give you their stats, career stats, or any other point in time. However we want to do it, we'll break it down before we actually give the 2 players. But this time, for mine, I'm going career stats, and I'm giving Drew 2 players, and he does a blind choosing on which player is the best player. And that's how we play. So, for the first 2 players, career stats, here we go. Now, these are defenders. So, got to give you that little context there. Okay. They're defenders. So that's all I will say. That is all I will say. Tackles. This player number one.
Okay.
Tackles. 724.
Okay.
Solo. 1,008 combined tackles. Tackles for loss. 116. Quarterback hits, 52.
Okay.
Sacks, 22 and a half sacks, career sacks.
22 and a half.
Interceptions, 11.
Okay.
Forced fumbles, 21.
Okay.
Passes defensed, 45. Fumble recoveries, 14. And defensive touchdowns, 3.
Okay. What was the 52?
Right, so you ready for player number 2?
Well, you said 52 something.
52 was 52 was quarterback hits.
Okay, sounds good. All
right. Player number 2. Tackles, 690.
Okay.
Solo. Combined was 1,092.
Okay.
Tackles for loss, 75.
Okay.
Quarterback hits, 31.
Okay.
Sacks.
No 52, I tell you what.
12 and a half. Sacks, 12 and a half. Interceptions, 18.
Ooh, okay.
Forced fumbles, 7.
Okay.
Passes defensed, 66. Fumble recoveries, 9. And defensive touchdowns, 2.
Ooh, okay.
Right.
Because you got me intrigued. You got me intrigued with player 2 because of those 18 interceptions. You know I love my interceptions.
Okay.
But all the other stats point to the first guy. Kind of. You know what I mean? Like the forced fumbles, 14 to 9, 3 touchdowns to 2.
All right.
The 12 sacks to 22. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, I've got to say player number 1's more destructive.
Oh, so that's your choice. That's your choice.
Yeah.
That's your choice. That I'm asking.
Yeah, I feel like you're tricking me in here, but yeah.
It's because I am, Drew. It's because I am.
Yeah, I know you too well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take a note here right now. It is on tape. It is on tape for you, Panther Nation. It is on tape for you, Panther Nation.
Who did I say was better than Luke Kuechly? Who did I say was better than Luke Kuechly?
Player number 1. Levante David, baby. It is Levante David. That is the end of discussion, baby. That is the end of discussion. I got him.
I knew he was gonna do
It's on tape. It is on tape. You see it. I know you see it. Guess what? Hey, he a champion now, baby. He a champion now. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. I pictured that in my head, and it was just as sweet. Oh,
and
it was just as sweet.
You at least got to give me credit because I knew what you were doing. I knew what you were doing.
But this man chose these stats, and that's what it's about. That is what it's about. And now, and Drew, I will tell you just a little context though. But like Luke Kuechly and Levante David drafted in the same year. I did the stats 2012 to 2019, so I didn't count this year's stats at all. And that's just when Kuechly retired since he didn't play. But those are all the stats from 2012 to 2019.
I'll give you that, man.
Levante David, man.
Hell of a player.
All right, man. What you got for me?
All right, I got pass catchers. They can be running backs, tight ends, wide receivers. Just 2 pass catchers. And this is their 2021 season stats, just last year.
Ooh, I like it.
Player number 1, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, 583 yards after the catch, 2 fumbles all year.
Oh, okay.
He averaged 75 receiving yards a game. He had 107 catches on 145 targets.
Okay,
so that's player number 1.
All right, so let me recount. 1,200 yards, 583 yards after contact.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Two fumbles though. Two fumbles.
All
right. 2 fumbles. 107 catches. 75 yards a game. All right.
Yep.
All right. Let's go. Number two. Let's go. Yeah. Let's do it.
Player number 2, 1,300 yards.
All right.
10 touchdowns. A yak of 384. 1 fumble. Averaged 81 yards a game, but only had 83 catches on 129 targets.
83 catches on 129 targets. What was the other thing you just said?
What? Averaged 81 receiving yards a game.
Oh, okay. So, higher average per game.
Yep.
Ooh, 1 fumble. Oh, come on, man. All right. So, with all of that, he had 100 more yards. Player 2 had 100 more yards, but was less effective at catching the ball. I gotta go player number 1, man. That 583 yards after contact. Woo! I mean, that's a deep threat. You could throw a 2-yard screen and be out. You know what I'm saying? 583 yards, and that was almost 50% of the yards was after the contact. I need that on my team. Who
Okay.
you got? Who you got? Who I
All
set
right.
myself up for?
All right, so I'll tell you player number 2 who you didn't pick. DK Metcalf.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. I'm very curious now. Oh shit.
Who you did pick?
Shit. Who? I knew you.
See,
knew
I
you
was
about to
nice
say
and didn't trick you. I have no affiliation to this man whatsoever. You picked Darren Waller. Darren Waller, the tight end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn, Waller.
Look at those numbers he put up.
Damn.
Look at those numbers he put up last year.
That's crazy. Yeah. That, man, I didn't know he had that much yak. I mean, that dude is the money he's going to make in his next contract. 583.
You think he's going to set the
sick.
tone? You think he's going to blow the doors off what a tight end gets paid?
Oh, for sure. And I mean, Gronk probably did that whenever he got his last deal. And I mean, the money with the salary cap potentially going up next year, that dude he's gonna break out. And hopefully he can keep this up, man. Because like I would love to see this become a Hall of Fame story for him. I would love to see that happen. Love to see it.
Well, I really enjoyed that segment, man. We're going to keep
crazy.
that coming for sure. That was fun.
Yeah. Definitely. For sure.
I'm excited about this, man. Our last segment of the week. We got the first round of the quarterback with the most punchable face. We have come up with the help of our buddy Matt Simon. We have come up with 32 quarterbacks in 4 different divisions. And we're going to tell you which one has the most punchable face. Now, we can't, to clear off all bias here, we have a panel of judges, and we have gotten their input as well. So shout out to our judges. You've seen a lot of them on your team updates throughout the year. So shout out to Amy Elfers, Mo Skrilla the God, Mark Brady, my lovely wife, Laura, the Hayneses, Bob and Kayla, Matt White, Corey Knox, our buddy Matt Simon, Gary Miller, Chris Mara, that dude, Hunter McGee,
Mara,
and Cole Frederick. So shout out to our judges. We appreciate your input. So I have their results. So I figure if it comes down to me and you having a tie here, we'll go to the judges' vote to be the third vote. So we got 4 divisions for you, 8 quarterbacks in each bracket. We got old man division. We got fresh face. We got the goober division, which is my favorite division so far. You know what a goober is. And we got the Mr. Steal Your Girl, because those dudes are just too handsome. They deserve to get punched in the face.
Admit that to your girl. Yeah.
All right, which division you want to start off with?
I think we got to start with let's go with let's get them right off the top. Let's go with the Mr. Steal Your Girl division, just so we can hit them right in the gut from the jump.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Well,
like let's get those guys out of here. Let's get them out of here.
Well, first matchup, we got Jimmy G against Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, Jimmy G with Ryan Tannehill, man. Who has the more punchable face? I kind of like Ryan Tannehill, and Jimmy G, like,
he's wholesome.
He really,
you know what I mean?
Right. He really hasn't. He is. He's kind of a wholesome dude, and he plays for like a wholesome town. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy G, he out there in California. He been dating porn stars and stuff like that. I would, out of the two, I gotta punch Jimmy G in the face, man. I would rather punch him in the face.
I gotta agree with you. Jimmy G for sure. He's got that punchable face. And our judges agreed with us 84% to 16%. So that's about as close to unanimous as you can get.
That 16% must really hate Tannehill.
Right? What did he do to you? It's not our biggest division. It's not our biggest winner percentage-wise, but it's pretty close.
Okay. All right. Got you.
Next round matchup, we got Mr. Jared Goff. Mr. Detroit, Jared Goff, and Cam Newton.
Yeah. Now, If you asking me, if this was a couple years ago, Cam Newton would have been not my number one seed. But things change, and especially after this whole new wholesome, like, Cam that we getting now. And Jared Goff just has a really punchable face, man.
He does.
That dude. I mean,
he
just looked like you just need to stick him one good time. So I'm going Jared Goff, man.
I'm gonna double down with you and go Jared Goff as well. It doesn't look too good if we come out especially this week, and be like, punch Cam in the face. After that kid got canceled over here.
Optics. Yeah. Optics is very good. Good
You
call.
got to know your timing. You know what I mean? You got to know timing.
Yeah. It's everything.
I mean, but we can say we're punching Jared Goff in the face, but this season's going to do that a lot for him, so it's okay.
Yeah, you speak that into existence. That's truth right there.
Next matchup, Mr. Mullet 2021, Garner Minshew against Big Dick Nick Foles.
Oh man. I definitely want to hang out. I ain't even gonna lie. I would love to hang out with Gardner Minshew. He looks like he'd be a good person to chill out with, man. So because I want to hang out with Gardner Minshew, I'm punching Nick Foles in the face. If that's what I gotta do, then that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So Nick Foles, come get these hands, man.
I'm gonna go based completely off of just appearance here, and not. I think Nick Foles is probably one of the most boring people in the world. But I guarantee you, if you had a couple drinks with Minshew, he'd probably say something that pissed you off just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he's that guy where you're just like, what'd you say?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'm going to go Minshew
I can see
here.
that. I can see
So I guess that's 1-1. Okay. So let's take it to the judges. And Minshew wins this. So it was very close. Minshew, our judges, voted for 58% to 42%. So Garner Minshew is moving on. Thank you, judges.
I don't think I saw that coming. To be honest,
I definitely thought Nick Foles was going to get some more votes there, but this is an interesting matchup.
I definitely did.
Our last matchup in the Mr. Steal Your Girl category, we got Russell Wilson versus Tom Brady. I want to know if you want to punch Tom Brady in the face there, Sean. Because I'm going to tell you right off the bat, that's my vote. I want to punch Tom Brady in the face. That's my vote.
Oh, man. Oh, I mean, but you got him going up against Russ. Oh, man. I mean, if I got to dig down deep, I mean, I know the dude just won me a Super Bowl, but, like, I don't know. It's just, like, it's definitely something about Russ. It's something about Russ that, like, I don't know. It's just a little off-putting to me personally. But all those years in New England, man.
Tell me you didn't hate that dude before.
I gotta sock Tom Brady one good time. Yeah, I gotta sock Tom Brady one good time and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Our judges agreed 84% to 16. Brady over Wilson.
Knew that was coming. You knew that was coming. You knew that was coming.
I mean, there are a couple. I mean, Matt White. Okay, there's one. He might have been the 16% for Wilson, but I was going to say you had a Bucks fan in the judges panel. So
right, yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. Where
still
what
couldn't
division
get away
next?
though? Even me. Oh man, I think we should. Let's go to your favorite division. Let's do Goober.
Goober. All right. Oh, this is the definition of goober. First matchup, Kirk Cousins versus Dwayne Haskins.
Man, I am going to be honest with you here. After this last... Nah, it's Kirk Cousins. No, I don't know. Oh, man. I mean, Dwayne Haskins just did a lot of stuff that just make you want to... I mean, and honestly, Haskins got a little chiseled jawline. I want to see if it breaks. I'm going to punch Dwayne Haskins in the face.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm going Haskins. Any other year. If you'd have put him against somebody else, it might have been Cousins.
How dare you say you'd punch Mr. Steeler Dwayne Haskins in the face? Big Ben's successor. Come on. I gotta go Kirk Cousins here. I've wanted to it's been a goal of mine for a while to punch him in the face, so I can't deter now. And our judges agreed with me, 75% to 25% Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised. I'm not surprised by that at all because I really do want to punch Kirk Cousins in the face. But Haskins just he didn't do himself any favors, and it's a recency bias for me. So that's what I got.
That's
there.
understandable.
Well, who we got for the next matchup, bro?
Daniel Jones versus Mr. Winston-Annapolis. Carson Wentz. I'm going Carson Wentz.
I really like
hands
the way
down.
you put these matchups together.
I hate Carson Wentz now. I don't. He got too much hype. For no reason.
I'm going. Yeah. Carson Wentz. No explanation needed. Carson Wentz.
Judges concur.
He did it to himself. Yeah.
All right. Next match. I just love the Goober division so much. Next matchup. Mitchell Trubisky.
It's good. It's very good.
Versus Drew Lock.
Man.
This was a close one with our judges, too. Very close.
Good one. This is
very close.
I bet it was. Well, okay, I want to see what the judges thought. So who did you pick?
Who am I picking?
Who did you pick?
I'm going Drew Lock. Something about that
12-year-old
kid
Drew Lock. Yeah. Yep. I want to pick Drew Lock, but I want to see what the judges say. So I'm going to say Mitchell Trubisky because he can get one too, man. Mitchell Trubisky got a real punchable
There's
face.
no losers here. It's okay.
There is no losers. There's no losers.
A slim margin.
What did the judges say?
58-42. We got Drew Lock.
Ooh. I can see it. I don't know. It's something about Drew Lock. Maybe it's because he don't have any facial hair. I don't know what it is.
I think it's because he's tried to dance on the sidelines, and for some reason, my 35-year-old brain is like, no. Rounding it out in the Goober division. You already know who I'm voting for on this one. We got Derek Carr versus Nick Mullins.
Yeah. I don't hate Nick Mullins as much as you do, but I'm still pissed at Derek Carr for throwing for 500 yards in 20. I want to say it was 2013 or 2014. It was one of them years. I don't know, but he threw for a whole bunch, and it pissed me off, and I've been wanting to punch him in the face ever since. So I'm going with Derek Carr. Carr.
And I'm voting Mullins. So we got a bit of a dilemma here. We got to hash this one out because the judges are split 50-50.
Might have been 2010.
This is the only one that this backfired on.
Yeah.
Deadlock.
I want to see. No, you know what? I will go with Nick Mullins because I want to see how bad you want to punch this man in the face when he makes it to the next round. So we'll move Nick Mullins ahead.
Okay.
We'll move Nick Mullins ahead.
That's the only one.
How deep the hatred runs.
That was the only one where I was like, oh boy, we are deadlocked on this one.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right,
where we going next?
Let's go. We'll save the last for the elderly. So let's go fresh face. First round matchup: Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen.
So I really like both these quarterbacks. I do like both these quarterbacks. But I will say, Joe Burrow has I kind of want to. His hair is usually pretty nice. I kind of want to scruff it up a little bit, and then
just give him
I don't know what it was, but yeah. But that cigar pick kind of pissed me off a little bit. So I'm going with Joe Burrow.
I agree with you. I'm going with Joe Burrow too. Yeah. Which Joe Burrow moves on despite our judges voting 75% for Josh Allen.
That's just hate right there. That's all that is. That's all that is. Hate punching. Hate. Oh, man.
Next up, we got, just because I wanted to throw him on here, he's of no relevance right now, but Josh Rosen versus Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and I'm going with Josh Rosen, man. Move his ass along because I like to punch him in the face.
Yep.
He just got a really punchable face, man.
Yep. I agree with you. Moving on. And the judges agreed. It was a lot closer than I thought. That Mayfield hate was real in the judges panel. 58% to 42% for Rosen.
Yeah, I could really see Baker Mayfield giving him a strong push, though, because, like, Baker has some punchable traits, man. Like, he might rub you the wrong way a little bit. So,
no doubt.
Definitely. Good matchup, though. Good matchup.
Dak Prescott versus Sam Darnold.
That's crazy. Like, whenever you said Dak Prescott, it just made me think of, like, that time that when he was coming out of Texas A&M during the draft process, he went on spring break and somebody really did punch that man in the face. You want to know the crazy thing? You want to know the crazy thing I thought about that, though, is like I didn't realize, but Dak looks a lot smaller now than he did in that video. When he was in that video, I was like, damn, that dude's huge. And somebody knocked his ass the fuck out. Somebody knocked him out. My man couldn't even go on spring break. He couldn't even go on spring break without somebody starting some mess with him. So Dak got his. I kind of want to punch Sam Darnold in the face anyway. He's got the more punchable face for me.
I agree with you. I'm going Sam Darnold as well, and our judges agree as well. Sam Darnold, 84-16. So big numbers for Sam Darnold.
Good little bit.
Last in the fresh face category, we got Justin Herbert versus Patrick. No Pat.
Herbert.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Well, might as well give him the 0-1-2 because the Bucs already did that. So I'm going Patrick Mahomes to get the other side of the jaw. Patrick Mahomes is my vote.
All right. I'm going Justin Herbert just because when he got that haircut, I really wanted to punch him in the face.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was the worst, man. It was the worst. Yeah. Like, and you want to know the crazy thing about it is that man's in L.A., and, like, I don't know how you inject L.A. swag into that. You know what I'm saying? Guy.
He's from Portland, Oregon.
Right.
Or Eugene, Oregon. I'm going Herbert. You're going Mahomes. Judges go 67% to 33% for Justin Herbert.
Okay. All right. I like it. All
right. Old man division battle number 1. Big Ben Roethlisberger versus Matty Ice. Matty Ryan.
For the sake of America, I'm just going to go ahead and move Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, I got to go with Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah. I mean, Matt Ryan, punchable face, Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Pin him in. He's moving on. Judges agreed. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be, 59 to 41%. But Big Ben does move on.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. People don't like Matt Ryan's face. I really don't like his face either. But Ben, I mean, you put him in a category, match up with Ben Roethlisberger, you know who's moving on, you know?
Exactly. Next up, we got Alex Smith versus A.A. Ron, Aaron Rodgers.
Gotta go with A.A. Ron on this one. Gotta go with A.A. Ron.
I agree, and so
I don't want
to
to hurt
judges.
Alex Smith anymore. He's been through a lot.
Right? Yeah. Don't hurt it. His leg hurts. Yeah. Why are you going to punch him?
I can see that coming.
Drew Brees versus Andy Dalton.
We got up. Oh, man.
I know who you're voting for.
Drew Brees. I mean, Drew Brees, for sure.
I agree.
For sure.
I agree.
Yes.
Drew Brees.
I figured that we should have been unanimous on that. For as much pain as he caused us.
The judges voted for Dalton, though.
The judges what?
Yeah, 58 to 42% judges voted to punch Andy Dalton in the face.
Really? I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, shout out to the judges there, picking Dalton.
Yeah, definitely.
Last matchup of round 1. Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Versus Ryan Fitzmagic.
Oh.
Let me just say this was the widest margin of victory as far as the judges are concerned.
Oh.
Hands down on this one.
Hands down. I mean, I think It's probably who I'm voting for. It's definitely Phillip Rivers, man. Phillip got to get that work, man. He got to get that work.
Mr. No Cuss Words.
Yeah.
92% for Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, man.
92%.
Yeah, sounds about right. You know, like just hit him one good time and see if you.
So that's great.
See if you can get an F-bomb. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. I would cuss him out as I'm punching him in the face. So that leaves us next week for our round 2. We got Kirk Cousins versus Carson Wentz, Drew Lock versus Nick Mullins, Jimmy G versus Jared Goff, Garner Minshew versus the GOAT Tom Brady, Sam Darnold versus Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow versus Josh Rosen, Phillip Rivers versus the quarterback he sent packing, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers versus Big Ben Roethlisberger.
All right. Good matchups. I think I know who's moving on in a couple of those matchups. But curious to see how the judges vote. So we'll see.
Yeah. As always, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir.
This is the start of season 2, so you're about to see us through this off season. We got more news for you next episode. We got the next round of the Punchable Face tournament. Find me on Instagram at LaughWithHarrison, or check out all of our past episodes and more at DrewHarrisonComedy.com. Sean, what about you?
At the Kid Suds on Twitter, man, and at @Nickel_DomFB on Twitter, and at @Nickel_DomFootball on IG, of course. And like Drew said, we got a whole bunch coming at you, breaking down some really good articles this coming up season to see what you guys think. We wanna give you that. A lot of good segments, a lot of good content, man. So like and subscribe, make sure you share it, and come on back next week, man.